Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our June 2021 in service. Hope you guys are all surviving this heat. It's craziness out there. We are going to talk a little bit about the heat today, but the first thing I want to talk about on my agenda is to give you a COVID update. Most of you probably know that Cal OSHA came out with some new regulations, and I kind of want to talk to you about that. So it looks like at this point, we need to find out who's vaccinated and who is not vaccinated. So if you've been vaccinated and you haven't already told us about it, you need to let us know. If you want to give us a card, you can give us your card. You can just let us know that you're vaccinated, because it makes a big difference in how we do business. And we're mandated by Cal OSHA to be able to ask who's vaccinated and who isn't. So here's the down and dirty on the COVID. Here's bottom line. The new regulations say if you are fully vaccinated and your client's fully vaccinated, no mask, no precautions. You don't have to take any transportation precautions, no temperature checks, none of that stuff. For SLS, you don't have to fill out those health questionnaires any longer. That's if you are both vaccinated. If the staff are vaccinated and the client is not vaccinated, then the client has to wear a mask. You still have to do the transportation precautions with a person in the front seat, a person in the back seat. You still have to be able to take your client's temperature. If you guys need new batteries for your thermometers, let me know. I've got some in the office here. So all those procedures and protocols are still in place at this time if you are fully vaccinated and your client is not. If you are, the next one is if you are not vaccinated and your client is vaccinated, then you have to wear the mask. You still have to do all the precautions. Client's got to sit in the back seat, but the client doesn't have to wear a mask. If you are not vaccinated, you have to wear the mask. If you're not vaccinated and the client is not vaccinated, you both are unvaccinated, all precautions have to be in effect. Both of you have to wear masks. We do have masks in the office if you need some. Again, with the front seat and the back seat precautions, full precautions. You got to take temperatures, everybody's temperatures. Your temperature has to be taken. Your client's temperature has to be taken. Full COVID precautions. Wiping down your vehicle when the client gets out. Full precautions. Those are the updated Cal OSHA regs. Those are forever changing. So if anything comes out that is different from that, we will make sure that we let you guys know and keep you up to date. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is TheraP. We've heard your concerns. We've heard your, I hate TheraP kind of business that's being said a lot. So what we are doing is we are switching from TheraP to a different program, and that program is called Case Magic. A lot easier system. It doesn't have as many downfalls as TheraP. It's accessible easily. It doesn't go down like TheraP goes down. So we're crossing our fingers that this system is a little better. Some of you that work day programs may already be using this in some of the programs that you're working in now. Basically what we're going to be doing is your managers, your individual managers will be doing your individual training with you. So they'll be the ones that organize a time for you to come in and receive your training from them. It'll be very specific to your individual client. TheraP will no longer be, we're starting into Case Magic as of August 1st. There are some changes in the system with Case Magic. The goals have to be written a little bit differently. With TheraP, we have broad general goals like laundry, or money management, or grocery shopping. They're not really specific. So with the new system and the way that Central Valley Regional Center is leaning towards, more person-centered planning, our goals are now going to have to be very, very specific to the individual clients. So it's going to be things like he will fold the laundry, one time a week. Measurable. The goal has to be measurable because we have to show progress. That's the big buzzword right now, progress. If we're doing an ILS program and our clients are not making progress, then there's a problem. We need to figure out why that client isn't making progress. So all that being said means that your case managers will be contacting you personally and getting some information on your client into what goals and skills that client really needs to hone in on and learn, to show progress and what we're doing with them. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to cover is heat precautions. As we all know, it's hotter than Hades out there. So you as staff and your clients need to have some precautions when it comes to heat. So I've got a little handout that you guys are going to receive in the in the email that we're sending out, so you can take a look at it. But for now, I'm just going to go over a few important things that I see. So extreme heat means any temperatures above 90 degrees for at least 2 days, 2 to 3 days. That's Fresno in the summer. That's every day, all day. So things you need to remember when the temperatures are over 90 degrees is that extreme heat can occur quickly and without warning. Older adults, children, and sick or overweight individuals are at greater risk from extreme heat. If it's humid, that increases the feeling of heat. If you're under an extreme heat warning, what you need to do is, first of all, you need to find an air conditioner. You need to avoid strenuous activities. You need to wear light clothing. You need to make sure you check on your family members, your neighbors, and your clients. You need to drink plenty of fluids. You need to watch for heat cramps, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke, which we're going to talk about in just a moment. You never leave people or pets in a closed car. So here's some things that you can do to keep your home cool. So as staff, you want to make sure that your clients are taking a look at some of these suggestions that they're making here. Do not rely on a fan as your primary cooling device. You need to cover your windows with drapes or shades to keep out that heat. You can weather strip doors or windows. You can use window reflectors such as aluminum foil, cardboard, but any blackout stuff you can get at Home Depot. You want to add insulation to keep the heat out. You want to install window air conditioners if possible. And you need to learn to recognize the signs of heat illness. So just some tips as far as air conditioning. First of all, you need to make sure if you're transporting clients around that you use your air conditioning. I know that it's easier not to use your air sometimes because it does, wear and tear on your car and things like that. But if you're transporting a client, you must use your air conditioning. You want to make sure that you check on your clients during the day. Phone call, how you doing? Text, you doing okay? If you walk into their home and it's hotter than heck, you need to do something about it. You need to let your manager know. We may need to contact the apartment complex and have the air conditioning checked. Don't just let it go and say, oh, it's Fresno, okay? You need to make sure that somebody knows something about it because we sure don't want anything emergency happening to our clients. Cooling centers, there are cooling centers, and we're going to include that handout in this email that we're sending out. It will tell you where the cooling centers are. There's a couple of them around Fresno. We have the Ted C. Wills Community Center, the Mosqueda Community Center, the Pinedale Community Center. The city bus system will provide free transportation to the cooling centers. I don't know, I think I heard something about Uber's also doing a discount to heating or cooling centers. I don't know. I think I heard something about that. So again, I emphasize you don't want to leave a child, adult, or animal alone in a vehicle. You want to find places with air conditioning. Don't forget libraries, shopping malls, those kinds of things all have air. Community centers, like we talked about. Some of the things that, with COVID now, it's people are wearing masks if they're not unvaccinated. So you need to be extra careful when you're doing that. So, it doesn't restrict your breathing because it gets hot and then you're breathing that hot air. So if you're wearing a mask and you feel yourself overheating or having trouble breathing, put at least 6 feet of distance between yourself and others, and remove your mask for a couple minutes. Catch your breath, cool off, stay away from people, and then put your mask back on. You want to maybe take cool showers or baths to help you keep your temperature down. You want to make sure you don't rely solely on the fans that keep you cool. Electric fans provide some comfort, but when the temperatures are really hot, they really don't do anything but just circulate that hot air around. You want to use your stove and oven less to maintain a cooler temperature in your home. If you're outside, find shade, wear a hat, protect your face, make sure clients are wearing sunscreen if they're out and about. Don't wear a mask if you have trouble breathing or if you are unable to remove it on your own. So those are some of the precautions. Drink plenty of fluids to stay hydrated. If you or someone you care for is on a special diet, ask the doctor what would be best. Let's see. Now we get into the signs of heat-related illness. Okay, heat cramps. That's one of the very common effects of this heat. Heat cramp. The signs of heat cramps are muscle pains or spasms in your stomach, arms, or legs. What you should do is go to a cooler location. Remove your excess clothing. Take sips of cool sports drink with salt and sugar. If you're diabetic, you need to be careful of doing that, obviously. If you are sick and need medical attention, call your healthcare provider first. Let them know, what's going on, and then follow your healthcare provider instructions. Heat exhaustion, that's the next level. The signs of that are heavy sweating, paleness, muscle cramps, tiredness, weakness, dizziness, headache, fainting, nausea, and vomiting. What you need to do if you have any of those signs and symptoms is go to an air-conditioned place, lie down, loosen or remove your clothing, take a cool bath, take sips of cool sports drinks, and call your healthcare provider if the symptoms get worse or they last more than an hour. The main bad thing that can happen with this awful heat that we're in is heat stroke. That's very, very serious. The signs are extreme high body temperature, usually above 103 degrees orally, red, hot, dry skin with no sweating, rapid, strong pulse, dizziness, confusion, and ultimately unconsciousness. What you need to do if you have anybody with any of those symptoms is you need to call 911 immediately. You want to cool down that person with whatever you have to cool them, whether it be wet towels, whatever you can find. Stick the fan on them, whatever you can find to keep them cooler until medical help comes. So that is the extent of what I am doing training on today. The last thing I have at this point is the way we're doing the video is going to be a little different. This video is going to be coming to you via an email. It will be a YouTube, so make sure that you click on the YouTube. There will be questions attached to the email. So you're going to have a video, a YouTube video, and then you'll have questions all in one email. So you need to answer the questions that are asked of you and then submit it, and it will come back to us. You need to please make sure that you're watching these videos in a timely manner. We have somebody that's following up, namely me. Some of you have probably received email messages or text messages from me saying, please watch the video. It takes a lot of time to get these videos put together, and then we have to follow up to make sure staff are watching them. It is a requirement that you have 12 hours of in-service per year to be able to work for Alternative Ways and most programs. So we have to document that and say, yes, Susie Q did 12 hours of in-service and here's her record. So we need to make sure that you are all watching the videos and answering the questions. If at any time you have any questions about what's being seen on these videos, you can contact me, you can contact your case manager, and we'll get back to you and answer your questions. So next up, we'll have some more training, and then you're going to see me in a minute.
Good morning. So I'm here to talk about time off request. Time off request is going to be as a first come, first serve. With the holidays going to be fastly approaching, I want to make sure that everybody understands that time off requests are not going to be guaranteed approved. So at least give us a 2 weeks notice that is required. And if it is denied, then you are required to attend your scheduled shift. If you do not attend your scheduled shift, corrective actions can take place. I would like for you guys to give me as much time as possible. If you know that you're going to go somewhere in a month, let me know, talk with me. That way we can make some arrangements. I would like to be able to approve everybody, but I'm not able to do that. If there's multiple time off requests in one weekend, one holiday or anything, I cannot approve everybody. So please connect with me as soon as you know that you're going to be going somewhere, so that way we can discuss any options or anything that we may have. Just remember, if you do not attend the scheduled shift, if it is denied, then you will have a corrective action. The way that you can request for your time off request can be through PPI, which is iSolved. You can go on there and it will email me.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you are all staying nice and cool because it is extremely hot. So make sure you have your waters, stay hydrated, do whatever you got to do. Make sure that the clients also have their water bottles as well if you're out in the community. So today I'm going to be talking about our monthly calendars. Okay, so our monthly calendars look like this. I have emailed all of you as a copy of these. These are very important for us. We need to have them. The client needs a copy of them, and I also need a copy. So what I need you to do is, for instance, once you have put the client's name, the goals that right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, how many goals that you're working on. And they're tentative. We know that your clients are always going to call off or switch things on you, drop appointments on you, and they're not always going to be concrete. But this also helps a client. It's a requirement from CVRC to know when you're coming out, so they can say, okay, around this time, Sandy is going to come see me here. We're going to work on goal number 1. So you're going to put, we're working on goal number 1, which is budgeting. So I'm going to take this client out. We're going to do shopping. We're going to work on budgeting, creating a list, best buy practices on this day. If you have set days, then that's your routine with your clients. So you can put those here. You know what days you're actually going to see your clients. I need to see that on there. Then you need to give a copy of this monthly calendar to your clients. They need to, when you hand it to them, all you have to do is sign it, have them initial it. They don't even have to sign it. Have them initial it, take a picture of it, and text it to me, text it to your case manager, or email it. You could send it through email, but we need to have a copy here on file so we could also put it in their binders. And the clients also need to have a copy for themselves. So they need to have a copy. This is a requirement from CVRC because if they come out for home visits, which they are coming out for home visits now, they want to see this calendar. So it's a ding if we don't have this calendar. So please, we're expecting the calendars. So like if the first of the month, for instance, on July starts on a Thursday. So I would say by that next Wednesday, the 7th, we need to have your copies. So if you actually, what you should be doing is giving it to your clients on the 30th, which is Wednesday. You should have this already prepared. Hand them a copy, sign it, and give it to me, or give it to Elizabeth, give it to whoever your case manager is, so that way they will have a copy here. That way, if this client they lose it. That's not the word I was looking for. But if they lose it, then we have a copy we could send back to them, and we could put it on their wall. So this is a requirement from CVRC that we need these. You guys used to do them in the past, from my understanding. So now it's time that we need to get in the practice of making sure this is filled out and that we get a copy every single month. So if the 30th that's when we should be handling the clients on the end of the month, the last day of the month. If you are seeing your clients or sometime before the last day of the month, they need to have a copy, and I need to have a copy no later than 5 days after that. So if you please can do that, I, myself, and Elizabeth and Misty, we all need copies of these. Anybody who's doing ILS, we need to have monthly calendars for the clients, and this is so that they know what to work with. SLS also do it. It gives the client something to look forward to, knowing that, oh, today we're working on cooking. Oh, today we're working on chores. It's there so they can see these are the things that we're going to be working, not just ILS, but SLS as well. So if you guys make sure that this is up for the client, they sign it, and you get it into your case manager. All right, thanks guys. Have an awesome day today, and stay cool.
Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Henderson. I'm one of the ILS staff for Alternative Ways. Been with the company several years. Some of you have met, some of you have not. And if I haven't met you, I apologize for that. I've been hiding behind a mask for a year and a half. Anyway, I've been asked to come here today and just answer a couple of questions. Obviously, I can't answer all the questions at this point in time, and there are a lot of questions that have to do with our jobs. The first question is, how do you train your client to stay within their allotted budget for the week? Well, do you have an hour? Because we could literally take that long to discuss this question. Unfortunately, I don't have that much time. First of all, never underestimate the value of a shopping list. Most people like to go to the store, walk every aisle, put whatever they need into their cart as they come upon it, and then check out. If it's a little more or a little less than what they thought they had to spend, they're fine with that. However, part of being an adult and being independent is being able to budget that money you have every week, because they have a limited amount every week to spend for food and supplies. And it has to last a week. So, part of our responsibilities are to help these people we serve budget their money so that they are able to take care of all their needs within the week. A shopping list helps with this. Making a shopping list can be as simple as them making a note on their phone. If you have a client or a person you're working with who has reached that point where they can do that, awesome. That's a wonderful thing. Then you can work with other budgeting tools with them. However, if they don't, work with them. Set time aside before you do that weekly shopping trip. to go over how to make a shopping list, what to put on the shopping list. Are there items that are extra on the list that maybe you're going to buy or maybe you're not going to buy, depending on keeping track of how much money you have? Which brings us to the second thing. What is their budget? How much are they going to be spending on food? To do that, they have to decide, how much am I going to need for the week? How much food am I going to need? Do I have any other expenses that have to come out of this check? These are all questions that an independent person must know and must answer in order to be able to determine how much they can spend when they go to Foodsco or Walmart or Vons or whatever other place that they choose to make their food shopping location. Our responsibilities are obviously to teach them, to work with them, to guide them, to give them ideas on how they can do that. So when you're walking through the store, you've already set a budget between you and them that they know. For example, they have $60 to spend. A calculator comes in very handy at this point in time, because then you can work with them on adding up their purchases as they go through the store. How to make that money stretch by showing them the differences between corporate brands and house brands. As we all know, house brands are less expensive, oftentimes manufactured by the same companies that manufacture the national brands. So they can choose very easily between the two by looking at the price. And if you can, for example, go to Walmart and buy Equate brand acetaminophen instead of Tylenol, it's an excellent budgeting tool just to show them the difference in price. And you'd be surprised how quickly they'll start picking up on that and looking for it with you and improving their spending power. Other tools, obviously, are wants versus needs. It's one of the first things we talk about with our people. Do you really need that item, or is it just something you want? Do you want that bag of Reese's Cups, or do you just need a bag of Reese's Cups? Hard question to answer because I know I need them. Anyway, I hope that's helped you a little bit, an idea on how to budget when going shopping with your client. Obviously, other things that we can do when we go with these people is take them through self-checkout. This will really drive home how much money they are spending. If they have food stamp cards, that helps expand their ability to purchase, gives them more buying power, allows them to get maybe those little extra things that ordinarily they wouldn't be able to afford. The second question that I've been asked is, how do you teach or train your person to advocate for themselves in a doctor's appointment? Advocation is a sign of independence. It can start very simply by teaching them how to sign in when they go into a doctor's appointment. Time, name. Simple to you and me, maybe not so simple for them to start. Secondly, rehearse with them before you go to the doctor's appointment. Rehearse with them, for example, what is wrong with me this week? Do I feel healthy? Are there things that I'm concerned about? Do I have a rash? Do I have a callus forming? Are there things that I need help with from the doctor? So if we discuss it ahead of time, rehearse with them a little bit of the speech or the pattern that they're going to talk about. This will help them advocate for themselves, which is ultimately our goal, is to teach them to advocate for themselves. Memorizing the medications they may need refills on. It'd be very easy for you and I to tell the doctor what they need refills on, or just to say blanket refill everything. But ultimately, for the person we serve, for them to be independent, they need to talk to their doctor about refills themselves. This is what I need. Please refill it. To you and I, it may seem simple, but obviously not everyone can do that. Ultimately, when it comes to helping a client advocate for themselves when they go to the doctors, think about yourself when you go to the doctor. Think about the things you need to do to be yourself, to be the independent person you are. And then show them how to do that. Explain to them how to advocate for themselves. We're all in this together every day. We all love the people we work with. And I want to thank you all for taking this time to listen to me today. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye.
Hello, I just want to give a reminder to all staff. When watching the training video, you need to clock in and clock out while watching the video. Make sure you clock in under your department, which would be ILS or SLS, and then clock under training. If you do not clock in, please email your supervisor and let them know so that they can fix your time card. I know we send out a couple votes and kind of some surveys on our company staff appreciation party. So we finally came up with what we are going to do. We are going to do a luncheon. It will be held on July 22nd. 11:30 to 1:30. It's going to be at Richard's Prime Rib and Seafood. That is on Belmont. We'll give you more information on the location address, but you're able to Google it as well. I need everybody to RSVP by July 9th. We are still doing raffles, giveaways. So we do want everybody there. ILS staff, can you please make sure that you fix your schedules? We're giving you plenty of time to make sure you block off that time and come in, enjoy. We want to be able to honor everybody in the company because of the fact of the hard work that you guys done, the dedication through COVID. We want to recognize everybody and have a really nice luncheon for you guys with gifts and be able to mingle, catch up, and, just be as one with the company. So if you have any further questions, our staff luncheon again will be July 22nd at 11:30 to 1:30 at Richard's Prime Rib and Seafood. Make sure you respond to me via text or email by July 9th. If you have any further questions, just let me know. Give me a call. Thank you, guys.
Hello, it's me again. Okay, I'm going to finish up this month's in service by asking you your 3 questions that you need to answer from the video, and you'll reply to the email and you'll just hit submit with your answers. So question number 1, who will you receive your training from for the new charting system Case Magic? Question number 2, list 3 things you can do to be safe during extreme heat. Number 3, what independent living skills training would you like to receive? In what area would you like to receive some independent living training? And the last question is, how do you like this format? Do you like the way that the questions are answered and you submit it? The YouTube thing, is it a little more functional than the way that we were doing it before? So those are your 4 questions. Have a great day, everybody. Be safe and stay out of the heat. Take care.